Hey guys, and welcome to Biscuits Total War. This is Biscuits giving you another online commentary with 31k with Rome Total War. Today we've got a 3 versus 3 battle. Now this battle was played on Tuesday, I believe. I decided at the end of the day on Tuesday after work I was going to have a Rome Total War evening, get back, play several games because I hadn't been online for some time. And I thought I might to get quite a few decent matches on the go, but unfortunately I think I lost every single one of those matches. This is the last match of that losing streak that I played. Unfortunately I was against Beast and Mohammed through quite a few of the matches, and usually they're a decent combination to say the least, and yeah, unfortunately they smash me every single time I play them. But this was the last game that we played that evening, and hopefully you guys enjoy it because got a few new heads, or a new player that has entered into 31k games that I haven't actually seen this guy online before, and I'll give him a bit of a shout out in a moment because I played him 1 versus 1 and it was a decent game, but unfortunately the game desynchronized, so unfortunately I was playing the AI and he was playing my AI, if that makes any sense. But it was a decent match and he's actually joining. We've got, I believe it's Mohammed here in the center, Beast here. Either way, they're both using the Macedonian faction. I'm not sure which one's which. And then we've got this new guy here who's playing as the SPQR, who you'll probably see in a few moments. I've got BanjoBob of the Heaven Clan supporting me and the Brutii, and I've got Odin, I believe, of the TNG clan. So it's us 3 versus them 3. So although Beast and Mohammed are probably the better players, they have got a newer player. Now, although he's a newer player, he has been playing 31k I believe for a couple of years, but he hasn't been playing it with clan members. Well, I'm certainly not aware of this player anyway. So it's going to be a long battle, so if you want to grab a coffee, grab a beer, grab a drink, do so, and we'll crack on with this replay. So my whole logic behind this was my Spartans I've got is 14 gold Spartans, a bunch of basic archers, and that's basically because I've put all my money into my Spartans. My Spartans should be able to hold the ground and beat the Macedonians, but they probably won't be able to beat all of these Macedonians. Now, if we can play aggressively and potentially take out the SPQR player, who's arguably the weaker player on the opposition, then we should be able to hopefully encircle and get Macedon to play very defensively, and we should be able to beat them. So that was the logic behind that. Now, to prevent us from getting to the SPQR player, Beast and Mohammed, they're going to play really well. They're going to actually block our attempts to try and get to the SPQR every single available chance. And what I'm going to do with my archers, whenever I can, just shoot the sides of these pikemen, trying to kill as many as I possibly can, and try and really dwindle down their numbers to make it a bit easier for my Spartans. So I've taken the middle. BanjoBob's coming into the flank here, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep on moving my guys, back over here. Now what I was hoping is that the Macedonians would constantly follow me, and as they're following me I'm shooting their flanks with my archers. You can see I'm getting some nice little kills here. I'm going to run my guys back, and as they come close to these Julii should be throwing their peeler any time now into the sides of all of these Macedonians. We're killing it quite a few, but the Macedonians have got numbers on their side at the end of the day. It's going to be hard to kill them all with my archers and these peeler. Over here, the SPQR player, I'll just pause it for 2 seconds to see who it is. It's a guy called OMRI, O-M-R-I. Again, I played him 1 versus 1, he played pretty well. He hasn't got a peeler screen, which is a bit of a blunder, so I'm guessing he's going to go straight into Testudo, because that's what he did when I played him in a 1 versus 1. But if he's watching this replay, he should really get some guys into loose formation, because he's going to lose an incredible lot of troops down to the peeler duels. Over here, I've pulled my Spartans back. Again, what I'm trying to do is trying to pull these Macedonians apart, trying to isolate them. And what we should really be doing, BanjoBob should really aggressively be pushing forward. I think what I'm going to do now is peel off a couple of Spartans. As you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 4 Spartans even, I'm going to chuck to go and help out BanjoBob, just to make sure that they don't charge through and, you know, wreck BanjoBob at the end of the day. Whilst this is going on, I've still got my archers just shooting the sides of these pike units, but these pike units have got about 121 guys in per unit, so we're going to need a lot of archer fire to try and whittle them down. Odin and BanjoBob chuck their cav onto this side, so seeing what we've done, you can see now that the opposition are going to chuck their cav over to our side as well, and basically mirror what we're doing. So we've got a really nice defensive formation here at the moment. I've got my Spartans, we've got these urbans here, and what we should be able to do is just hold the line here. Odin is bridged the gap here between my forces and BanjoBob, so he's doing really well there. Again, I've got my Spartans right at the back here, and again we've got these guys in a nice defensive formation. I've peeled my archers back, and I'm just going to use them just to shoot the backs of these Macedonians. Because I'm doing that, you can see the Macedonian player seeing this. He's now going to get one of his cav units over here to push these archers back. And here we go. You can see now that the SPQR player is going to try and flank around the side. You can see I've seen that, so I'm going to pull my Spartans around and try and block them. We've also got a nice amount of cav here just to make sure that our flanks are going to be well protected. Now, because we brought our cav around and the Spartans around, you can see the SPQR player is now going to shift his guys back over here. And what they're doing, they're playing really well as a team. They're just making sure that the SPQR player is well and truly blocked. He's going to be well protective of all of these pikes. Although we should be able to beat these pikes 1 versus 1, it's going to take up a lot of time to cut through these long pikes. And by the time we've done that, we would have lost a lot of casualties. So again, we can see now that the Macedonian players are moving back over to the side here. And whilst they're moving across, again we're shooting their flanks with these archer fire, trying to get as many kills as possible. I'm going to move my Spartans now over to here to try and block this little gap here, just to make sure that they can't punch through. And you can see these pikes now being isolated. I think we're going to start shooting them, he says. Now we haven't actually noticed that. Bit of a blunder on our side. So we're going to move these 5 pikes, I'll probably shove them here and see if I can try and wrap around the side. Over here, Odin is still playing very defensively. He's got his guys in a nice kind of L shape. He probably needs to push his guys forwards here. I potentially might be able to actually envelop and surround around these Macedonian pikes. Here we go, I've now moved in my Spartans. I'm going to chuck the pikes down and see if we can try and chop through these urbans. So we've killed a bunch of these urbans, which is pretty good. I'm now going to pull my guys back out. So we've done really well there. I've taken a few casualties, but not quite a lot, not a lot at all. And over here, BanjoBob's got his guys into guard mode to Studo, just basically wearing down these pikes. And again, I've got my archers around the side here, just shooting the sides of these roll pikes. So BanjoBob's now going to throw his cav around the side here. He's probably going to try and aim for these Cretan archers, try and get a few kills where he possibly can. Again, I don't think either side have made too many blunders at this stage. We're both playing very defensively at the moment. Macedon as a faction is very much a defensive faction. As you can see, they're just playing fairly statically. In comes BanjoBob, he's trying to chase down some of these Cretans. He's got a couple of kills, but now he's going to try and pull his cav back out. Make sure he doesn't get caught by all of these companion cav. The companion cav are faster than the Praetorian cav, but we managed to pull the guys out just in time. Again, my Spartans, I should really be playing more aggressively, but as the Spartans go, they're not great against attacking these pikes. I am really worried about basically charging my pikes in there and actually get them get them all killed, killed by these Macedonians. So now the SPQR player is going to move his guys over to that side. So as he's moving his guys over to that side, again we're going to move our cav over just to match and mirror him. And see if these urbans are probably used to put all of their peeler, I imagine, at this stage. And here we go. We're going to see if we can try and isolate and attack this SPQR over here. I'm just going to put it onto double speed now. As I said, it really is a long game. We're basically moving from the side to side, side to side, and now we're going for the charge, but we've seen that the Macedonian cav is right behind, so there's no point going in and sacrificing all of our cav. SPQR player is now getting quite isolated. He's pulling his guys right to the flank. What we should really do now is charge in. Let's see if we do that now. See if Odin's going to push forward. He's got his guys into a nice line. My Spartans are coming around the side now, but nothing much is going over at this stage here. But we have made a bit of a blunder. Over here we've left this unit to be isolated. Now although they are in guard mode to Studio on, because there's so many roll pikes, they should be able to surround them. And once they're surrounded them, it will cause them to panic and rout. And if that starts happening, we're going to start to lose this flank. And if we lose that flank, then they should be able to wrap around us. So seeing that, I'm now going to charge some of my Spartans over here, again just to hold this line. So here we go on our side here. Looks like Odin's going in ready to do a bit of a charge, try and catch these guys whilst they're vulnerable in the flanks. So that's it. Charge wasn't too successful. Now in comes the Macedonian and the Praetorian cav. We've got our guys out just in time. In comes the general, trying to chase back these cav units. I'm guessing Odin's used up all of his peeler at this stage. On this side here, again, I'm moving my guys around the side here just to make sure that I've got this flank nice and protected. A majority of my Spartans are still here. Again, let's put this onto double speed. We're also moving from side to side. So you can see they're really defensive at the moment with these Spartans, so with these royal pikes. In comes the companion cav, about to do a little charge on these auxiliary archers. The auxiliary archers, have they got any ammo left? I'd be surprised. Looks like they're pretty much out of ammo, so it shows you how long this battle is. If you have a look near the top right hand corner, I think pretty much all of the archers are going to be, yep, all of these Cretans, they've got no more arrows left, and we're not even halfway through the battle. So it gives you an idea of how epic and how long this battle is. So again, we're all playing quite defensively at the moment. I'm going to push forward slightly with my Spartans. This was a bit of a blunder at this stage. I didn't realise what was going on here. I was focusing on trying to take out this Praetorian cav, my Spartans and these units here. Again, we're thinking about trying to take these SPQR units out here. If we can try and take them off, that's going to be really good for us. But again, I've left these Spartans to be isolated. I have pulled them back, but one of the units have routed. Again, that was my mistake at the end of the day. And whilst it's still going on, these urbans are slowly being dwindled down by these pikemen. Again, we might do just triple speed this for a few moments, just to see what's going on. Because I say it's been a while since I actually played this game. It's probably since Tuesday since I last played it. Well, it was Tuesday since I last played online. Let's try to remember exactly what happens on this. So he sees my Spartans coming around the side. He's now going to pull back behind these Macedonians. Again, wherever we go, this SPQR player is going to fall back and move back to more defensive formation. We're now going to push forward with our Spartans and our urbans around the side here. Again, we'll put it onto double speed for a few moments. These guys are starting to turn around now. As they're turning, They're doing a good job of making sure that their flanks aren't exposed. So it's really well played. I don't know if this is Mohammed or if this is Beast that's playing. They've changed their tags for this battle, so I'm not quite sure. But if we have a look now at BanjoBob, he's lost a lot of his infantry units. Although he's been playing very defensively, his infantry unit's been slowly whittled away by all of these Macedonian pikes. Have I got any archers left? I've got a few arrows left. I'm going to try and get some flank shots probably. Now I'm going to push forward my Spartans here. What I want to try and do is push forward here and cause this little gap to be isolated so that potentially Odin can send in a few infantry units, but fair dues to the opposition, fair dues to Macedon. He's seen exactly what I'm trying to do and he's blocked that little gap there, so I can't do that, and there's loads and loads of pikemen there. It's going to be hard for me to push through all of this. So again, I want to desperately get to these SPQR units, but I can't quite do it because all of these Macedonian forces are basically just holding them back. Over on this side, it looks like the SPQR now coming in their cav. They're probably going to try and chase my archers, try and get a few kills there. And these auxiliary archers, they're out arrows at the moment, so I'm not really going to do much. But I'm going to pull back my Spartans and just try and block that little gap there, as you can see. I think watching some of the Prince Macedon's videos, he kind of called this phalanx foreplay, or whatever you want to call it, when basically both teams are constantly trying to outmaneuver one another with the pikes. No one's engaging fully at the moment because we're trying to get the better formation. We're trying to find little chinks in the defence of the opposition, but as of yet they're playing it really well. Although at this stage I think Beast was getting quite stressed with the SPQR player, but in hindsight watching this I can't really see too many mistakes that the SPQR player is actually making at the moment. He's moving his infantry around this flank here. Again, once you've seen that, we're probably going to try and go for this infantry or fall back. As you can see, Odin again is falling back here, just to make sure that we've got a nice defensive formation. And at this stage, I'm probably going to hopefully push forward here. But because I'm now moving all my pikes over to this side, surprise, surprise, the Macedonians are now going to move all their pikes over to my side here. What I wanted to do, I wanted to push back these Macedonians because you can see they were coming around the side here and I didn't want them to encircle us. So all the Macedonians are over here, and again what's going to happen now, the SPQR are going to fall right behind these units and make sure they're defended by all of these pikes. But if you have a look at BanjoBob, he's the green Brutii player, you can see now he's only got a couple of urban units left. Although he's been holding the ground, he hasn't got too many kills. I'm going to get my guys in a line there just to make sure that BanjoBob's going to be supported. But you can see we've lost BanjoBob's infantry. His guys are now being isolated and separated. He's going to probably try and pull his guys back out. The Macedonians are now going to come around this side here. And it's really a case of, it's a 3 versus 2.5 now at this stage. I'm going to push my Spartans forward. What I was trying to do is push these guys back. I thought I might be able to beat them because I've got quite a lot of Spartans left. At this stage, you can see these Macedonians, they see my guys, they're going to try and encircle me. They're probably going to try and attack from this side and around the side here. SPQR player still over there at the moment. My guys are getting further isolated. I just wanted to push back these Macedonians. I didn't want them to get a surround. I didn't want to be able to flank us. And I also saw this general unit here, so I thought I might be able to actually munch him down. If I can try and kill this Macedonian unit, I might be able to cause him to rout, and cause him to rout,
the enemy general,
I can lower the morale.
Press forward so that the spirit of his army is a broken tool.
I haven't routed, I haven't killed the general, but I've managed to rout him, and I've quickly pulled back my Spartans at this stage. And again, I'm going to try and get back into a decent formation. So I was quite happy with that. We managed to rout the Macedonian general. Again, his units are down to 25, so he may or may not come back. But that would have lowered the morale for the Macedonians. And the Macedonians don't have a great morale, but it's still probably in their favour at the end of the day. So again, I'm going to move these Spartans around the side here. What I want to try and do is make sure that the centre is held here where BanjoBob's general is, and hopefully get BanjoBob to pull his general out, because I don't want BanjoBob, the green Brutii player, to lose that unit. Again, in I come. Thought I might be able to punch through the centre here. Put my pikes down. And then pull my guys back out. And hopefully BanjoBob can get his general out at that stage. In comes the SPQR. Cav on this side here. He's going to try and attack BanjoBob's guys. BanjoBob's got his guys into ult attack, it looks like. So he's doing alright there. Odin should really use his infantry to support. I'm now putting in all of my Spartans here. I want to try and make sure that BanjoBob doesn't lose his cav. You can see that I want to support my ally. And over here the SPQR has now started to attack. And TNG Odin's now starting to attack here. But what TNG Odin should really do is pull more of his infantry over to try and support his guys here from smashing into these guys here. And also push his infantry forward, try and push back these forces here of the Macedonians. As you can see, the Macedonians are now slowly trying to encircle a few units here. He's doing okay, he's managed to cut through a couple of units. He's probably going to try and pull back his cav and go for another little charge, hopefully. But as you can see here now, the Macedonians managed to get their cav around the back. They're going to charge straight into the sides of these units here, and it'll probably cause a decent rout at this stage. They're going to push forward with their infantry, and this could cause a mass rout with the Julii. I'm just going to try and chuck in all of my Spartans just to lend a hand, make sure that we're assisting, and potentially we might be able to swing it back into our side there. There we go, I've managed to rout a few of those Macedonian cav units. Now what I should really do is now start to engage all of my Spartans, potentially get them over here to assist and cut through those units there. BanjoBob's still got his general, should really pull that back. And TNG Odin needs to be pushing forward at this stage here to try and bridge this little gap here, because what he doesn't want to happen is that his infantry units get isolated, because if they get isolated they're going to rout. We've managed to chase down a couple of these Macedonian forces. Now the SPQR player has made a bit of a blunder here. He's using all of his units to chase down these cav units here, which is good for us because he's basically pulled off half of his army, so we can hopefully push forward. And you can see what I'm going to do with my infantry now. I'm going to try and take out these urbans at this stage here, hopefully cause them to rout. In comes BanjoBob with the charge here. There we go, we've got a couple of those units routing, but you can see the SPQR going on a fruitless charge at this stage, trying to get all of those guys. Odin's put his guys into studio to hold the line there, and that's a really nice move. So again, we need to be pushing forward with our Spartans, with our Romans here, and see if we can try and isolate and take out these Cretan archers, and try and take out a few of these urbans when we can. Again, I'll put this on to double speed now. So my Spartans are coming around the side here. What I wanted to try and do is come around the back if I could, and also try and get some of these SPQR units. You can see a few of my units starting to glitch at this stage, probably because it's a super long game. My Spartans are coming around the side here. The pikes have seen what I'm trying to do here, so they're going to mirror my movement. Again, I'm going to keep on moving them around the side. Hopefully I can get them to keep on spinning around. If I can get them to spin around, then potentially what can happen is that Odin can use his infantry to engage on all of these pikes, but there's just an incredible amount of Macedonians to try and kill. It's going to be near impossible to catch them all. Again, my Spartans are coming around this side here. I'm just trying to flank around, trying to get them to spin around. If I can get them to show their flank, then the Romans should be able to charge in, but bear in mind that I'm fighting against Beast and I'm fighting against Mohammed. They're not really going to make that error at this stage. Again, my guys are coming around, just trying to keep them away from these pikes whenever I can. A few of these units have got snagged up, but I'm going to pull them away. Just want to keep on getting them around, keep on trying to get them around, keep on trying to get the Macedonians to keep on spinning. Because hopefully once they keep on spinning, there could be the opportunity where they could charge in with their infantry just to get their backs at the end of the day. Because they're going to be focused on trying to take up my Spartans, because that's where our killing power is at the moment. But what I have done, I've managed to get us really isolated from all of these urbans. So what's probably going to happen is they see that we've got this big gap. These pikes should be able to take me on, and these guys should be able to take on these Romans. So again, it's really close on all sides there. The SPQR player is playing incredibly defensive. He's just trying to make sure that his guys are defended from all of these pikes. There is a urban unit that has come back, and they're running back to try and catch up with their comrades. What's going to happen here? I'm going to now, again, I see these SPQR units. I thought this is my opportunity to catch them. This is my opportunity to get them. I'm going to run, charge around the side, and potentially might be able to actually surround these guys. But it doesn't happen because the Macedonians have seen what I've done there, and what they're going to do, they're going to block me again. So they're just constantly reacting to what I'm doing, constantly blocking me, which is a real pain in the arse because I just wanted to smash these Romans with my Spartans. So I'm going to put the pikes down, and I think this is the stage where they decide to actually go for it. I want to go for it. SPQR guy's going to run away. I'm going to peel these Spartans off to try and get those last few guys. And again, I see these guys are isolated, so I thought I might be able to isolate them. These Spartans are now on their own at the moment. These Macedonians are going to try and punch through them. You can see they're going to try and encircle them on all sides there. I see this, I think, oh Christ, I've got to go and help out my Spartans there. So I'm going to move all of my infantry to support these guys. And you can see one of my units starts to rout. But I've got my general nearby. It should boost the morale for these units and cause these Macedonians to rout. And at this stage you can see now it's a good fight between the Julii and the Macedonians here. I've got my guys around the back here. We're doing pretty well. I've managed to actually take out those Macedonians that were attacking my units. I'm going to try now get my guys around the back and get them to try and take out the SPQR here. Now here comes the SPQR. They're going to go for a cav charge. They've managed to surround these urbans here. In comes the Julii here with a cav charge, but they've charged straight into these pikes. In comes the Praetorian cav of the SPQR, and there we go. It looks like Odin's lost all of his infantry, and BanjoBob's lost all of his guys. It's just my guys left. I'm going to try and pull them back, get into a bit of defensive formation, potentially hold the line against all of these Macedonians, but it's going to be fruitless at the end of the day. There's no way that I can take on all of these guys. So I'm going to charge my guys forward, heroically one last attempt to try and kill these Macedonians, drop down my pikes and try and munch through as many of these as possible, but there's not enough of my guys to do the damage. The Praetorian cav's going to come around this side here, take a nice little charge right into the back of my guys. My general is now bitten the dust, he's now died. The Spartans are going to hold their ground. In comes this Praetorian cav. I'm going to quickly try and turn some of these Spartans around just to make sure that we're blocking their attack. And here we go, here comes the last little move. They've surrounded my guys. My guys are now just frantically pressing backspace to hold the ground so they don't try and rout. They're probably in guard mode, but there we go, lost it.
Peace and shame are the only rewards from this battle.
So yeah, it was an incredibly long game. It was incredibly good. I really enjoyed that because there's a lot of tactical movements going on there. But if we have a look on the kill count, TNG Odin got nearly 2,000 kills, did really, really well. As did one of the Greek players, got in just over 2,000 kills, which is really good considering he's using Macedon, and then everyone else got about 1,000 kills. So it was really, really even at the end of the day. Even though it says a clear defeat, I really do think that that could have gone either way. But sadly, that was probably the 6th or the 7th defeat that I had on the trot from playing. So I really appreciate you guys checking out this video. Please guys, do check out some other Rome Total War videos. There's lots of tactics, lots of tips, there's campaign stuff, you name it, I've got it. I'll put a little link to Beast's channel, and also Mohammed has got his own little channel. And I'll put a little link to the other guys as well. So if you do get a few moments, do go check them out. In the meantime, I've been Biscuits Total War. Thank you for your time. We'll catch you soon. And stay tuned, okay? Cheers. Bye now.